Testing? Hello there. Good morning. Good morning, good evening, whatever you want to call it. Oh, 1 second. So, so, I'm back, and I'm going to break down my newest game, and along with some new code I added, and I'll be maybe adding some new code too. So, let me boot it up for you. So far, there are 5 types of enemies. The basic enemy, which I'm hovering over, the rusher enemies, the ones that are going really fast, the the medium enemies, the fat guy. Hard enemies, the one that's bigger. There are two variants of each. So don't go think. So yeah, there are two variants of each type of enemy. There's basic enemies, medium enemies, hard enemies, boss enemies, and rusher enemies. The bigger they are, the harder they are, the bigger they are. Unless it's the rusher enemy. The rusher enemies are only slightly bigger than the basics. So here we are. We have 3 different types of towers. The archer tower, the cannon tower, and the wizard tower. Each of them can be upgraded to increase their range, damage, and attack speed. And if you get enough upgrades on them, they become DPS monsters. So, here's one of them boss enemies, the really big one. They have large health but really slow speed. Oh, here's its other variant. So, that's my game so far. There's yellow squares where you can place your towers are randomly assigned. The best part of this, in my opinion, is that the track is randomly assigned too.
Oh, it's 8 minutes and 26 seconds.
The track will be completely different than the last time. See? Look. This one's more straight. The last one was more bumpy. It works. So you could each of them have their own health bars. The health bar scales with size. And the main premise is kind of like Battle Cats in a way. Enemies get sent from one base to the other, and you're basically made to make peace between the two by killing the armies. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I know. And normally you'd have around 20 lives here, but I changed it to a huge amount, so that way I can live long enough to show you all this. Well, now we're gonna do some live coding. Let me break it down. So here we go. You see, we have 5 different types of enemies, but you know what's painful? We have 5 different types of enemies: basic enemies, medium enemies, hard enemies, tanky enemies, and rusher enemies. You know what's painfully lacking? Downright painfully lacking. We're missing more towers. So, today we're gonna add another type of tower. I'm gonna call this one the
You sound like one of those screens that they would put as a default screen.
I'm gonna call this one the mortar tower.
Shut up. Look. You say no offense, and then you say this.
No offense.
No offense. No offense. But you look ugly, and your hair looks like grass.
Now it's gonna be the mic on your headphones.
So,
It's true. Maybe.
button.tower equal
Oh, that was perfect.
tk
Yo!
button
I told you I can cook.
button
Perfect.
dot frame text
Bro, it's actually cooking.
I can cook.
mortar
I remember I had
tower
Who is done recording their video?
cost 15. Cost 15. Then we will put command equal lambda dash self select tower
Did you get the rod yet? Can you hear it?
mortar.
It is what it is.
And then we have mortar
Okay, look how blown out that is.
button dot pack
So watch. When we do this,
side
desktop selected.
equal
Selected.
left
Fine, now you gotta give it a name. So we'll just do a test real quick.
packs
Start it. Now
equal 5.
Okay.
So now
Start it.
we have the basic, well, layout
Sure. Alright, now you
in
stop
a way.
sharing. And then it saves to documents folder.
So we're gonna go down to where the other towers are.
Should have saved it here.
Wizard 15. And lastly, mortar
You can hear yourself talking. Can you hear anything? Good. Alright, then you're ready.
mortar
Yes, let's go. I added music.
20. Here it is. We got the cost down.
Yeah, so you gotta start a new one. New screen. You give it a name.
And now we're coding its damage. The mortar is meant to be absolutely busted in damage, but attacks stupidly slow. So we're gonna give its damage 50. Literally 50. That'll be fun. The range is also gonna have the highest range. With the mortar's range being 500. Yeah. And now the attack speed. What should I put if I want a really slow attack speed? Like really slow.
Really slow, put a higher number.
Alright, thanks. So, to balance it out from being OP, we're gonna give it a really slow attack speed, making it more of a sniper of sorts, with an attack speed of a whopping 5,000 milliseconds. I know. Alright. And for the mortar, we'll make it mortar
How do I see the text?
dash
can't cut it.
Black.
Anymore. Why are you not cutting?
Because you're not. You didn't select it. Look.
I did. Why?
Mortar. And the cost will be 20.
How do you add music? How do you add music? Like, how do you add music? Why can't I put?
Capitalize class name, Shah.
And yeah, that's it. You've made a new tower. What? Hang on. Line 105. TK. Oh, silly me. Well, oh, there we go. Should be functional now. As you can. Well, it seems we have the same cost. Just doing a bit of bug fixing. There we go. That should be perfect now. This mortar is intended to snipe the big bosses, as I've talked about earlier. The mortar gets hard countered by the rushers, but excels against all else. Here we are. It's meant. One second. I'm gonna change the mortar's color a bit, as being black on a black track isn't a bad idea. So rather than black, we're gonna change it to navy blue. We're gonna change it to red, actually. We're gonna make the mortar's damage even higher. 200. Good, should be balanced enough. One upgrade cost. And there we
No.
I tried to.
So that's done. Right here. Okay. What am I doing now?
So here we are.
Well, you can't export.
We have fixed all our bugs. We have balanced it out. And ignore the flying thing. That's just the thing on some tracks. You see, some tracks, here we are. Here we are. The mortar tower is primarily meant to be backed up by other towers, as without other towers, it won't be able to handle it with its sluggish attack speed.
I have an effect on it. Yeah, I have an effect on it. I don't know why I do it. Oh, that's what we here.
Maybe we need some game balancing. Okay, make the mortars cost 50. Okay.
How do I make a new layer?
Decrease the damage to 50.
How do I add like another layer?
We're balancing, folks.
Yes. Not separated.
No, I don't want a frame rate.
We're gonna change the cost to 40. And the upgrade size along with that. 40. 40. It's only right to change this damage back to 75 should work out. And voila, that's game balancing for ya. Well, that's today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it.